that right there, just adjacent of where the brake is, you can see a red colored object fly off the car. Now, I don't know if that was maybe one of the removed before drive, removed before flight, because we're hoping that this thing is going to fly out of here. Tags, or was that some type of... Thanks, bro. But that's my sound check, man. So definitely, let's get into some of these photos and these videos as far as on this car, because there are some very interesting things here to see. This is Russell rolling out on track. I gotta say, it's pretty good to see this car out on track in black. All right. It is pretty good to see this car on track in black. My apologies on the audio. I didn't see that down there. So I was talking a lot of things, but we will be in the Discord group tonight in the Wolves Den. So just go ahead. All members go to that Wolves Den audio channel in the Discord group. We're going to meet at 1700 Eastern Standard Time, 2200 GMT time. That is what we're going to be doing. Let's get into some of these comparisons and these photos to kind of see what is and what was not going to be. So right here, you see this is Russell on track. We already know this. He got to roll it out. Happy birthday to Russell. February 15th is that man's birthday. He's 25 years old. I know a lot of people are going to be waiting to see Lewis Hamilton indeed roll out in this car. So what the hell is going on here? Out in this car, so I know that's something that we all are looking forward to. So let's go ahead and creep through some of these photos. Let's go ahead and do it big style though, big style. So earlier we talked about the end plate based off this photo right here. Here's that end plate with the serrations to see if that actually made it over to the car from the lunch. Y'all gotta remember, sometimes, like, man, listen, I'm hosting, I'm trying to read super chats, I'm doing everything. I don't see everything. That's why I rely on my community sometimes to pull me in, like, hey Jay, you see that? Don't be an asshole about it. It's not good to be an asshole to anybody, but you know, it's good to be an a-hole sometimes, but you know, comically an a-hole. But we'll see that end plate right there, as we do see those serrations are actually on the car that is on track. But what I would like to point out is the furniture or the joints on the Mercedes W14 are indeed not carbon. They are a metallic material. And more than likely, that's because the car itself is all carbon. This is a weight reduction system. It's all carbon. So with that being said, there is a lot of saving on the weight of the car. So they don't necessarily need to go ahead and do carbon joints. I think Ferrari is still doing carbon joints, but they don't necessarily need to do carbon joints. So they can go ahead and stick with the metallic joints because they have exposed carbon, like pretty much 95% of this car is exposed carbon. So they're saving a lot of weight there. So that's really not an issue. The next thing that we can look into right here on this next photo is that flick. Remember that flick I pointed out in the floor, and this kind of shows how much actually from the renderings or from the media release photos actually will be on the real car. And that's why I like to go ahead and compare those. Remember that floor flick that was there, and like I said, it was pretty much pronounced. It is also still there, and it is pretty well pronounced on that floor as a flick. You probably could also see it just as Russell was rolling out of the garage. It was pretty big, and it's definitely there. So evidently they found something there, and they like the results of that flick or that change up in that floor. So then let's go to this next photo. We're not going to be here too long because we will be in Wolves Den later. Galacticus W14 looks longer than the W13. What do you think? We will compare that. I do have a compare photo, so we will look at that length of its car and see if it is indeed longer. I do have a photo, so we will be comparing that as well. Although, don't kill it, surrender photo, but I'm pretty sure the length is about accurate. Next thing we'll get into the boomerang. As we looked at earlier on the photos, Russell's car, you can see the boomerang is still there. That is something that they incorporated late last season, and it is something that I believe they're going to run with in the entire season, as well as we saw Ferrari yesterday have incorporated the boomerang on their halo to control that airflow up over that piece. Remember when that piece first came out, a lot of engineers and aerodynamicists did not like it. It was an eyesore on top of a functional sore for them, but the halo has proven its weight in gold and diamonds by saving not only Zhou's life, Grosjean's life, and potentially catastrophic damage to Lewis Hamilton as Max Verstappen parked his car on top of him. I believe that was at Monza through the bus stop. So we will come through here. Let's go to this next photo. So the boomerang actually makes it. Here's what I was talking about as far as that picture that was showing the carbon joints and the holding those together. And then indeed, we did see in the earlier picture, I showed you that they are indeed using metallic joints. Here's another picture of that side pod. And as you can probably see, that bit right here is something that I wanted to pay attention to. I was hoping really that this bit would make it onto the real car, but evidently if it didn't make it, or maybe we just can't see it in the images, it wasn't paying dividends. But it did look cool, it did look interesting, but I did not see that when Russell was out on track. So either it's hidden in the shades, or maybe the angle of the photo is not revealing that, but I did not see it clearly available in view in this picture. So it's quite possible that that bit did not make it. I will be looking for other angles of the car, especially as they drive it on track. We'll be a testing and all that other stuff to see if that's actually something that was or will be incorporated into the design of this car. You got to remember, these cars are going to change monumentally. Mary Beanie, the W14 has the same exact problem as the W11 at the same point, and we know how that turned out. Jay, I hope you're well today. Wolfpack fan forever. Thanks, Mary Beanie. I hope you're well too, because I know you getting over something. Oh, Sylvia was getting over something as well. I know you were sick earlier in the year, but I hope all of us are well. What's up, Carlos ADVR? What's happening, baby? So that is a bit that I was hoping I would see in the pictures once it hit the track. I couldn't make that bit out, so it's quite possible that it indeed is not there. Also, we talked about the serrations on the end plate that did make it. Now, here's the image. The top view from the renders are the photos of the car. And now we do have we looked at that bulge that they use for the suspension. And I also would like to point out the suspension. I wish I had included the picture of the suspension arms compared to the W13 and W14. A lot more broad and kind of reprofiled and positioned as well in there. The floor is still interesting. There's that side stay so many people were so concerned about that I didn't see in the unveiling or the launching. Yes, it is indeed there. That side stay is there. So evidently still a lighter floor, still using that support. Alpine was one of the teams that definitely didn't care for the fact that the FIA and Formula One allowed the side stays to be used. They felt like if that side stay was going to be something they knew could be used, they would have saved weight on their floor as a much rigid floor that they started to go to. So Alpine will be tomorrow. I will post that link, so set your reminders for that unveiling or that car launch. We will be here for the WT Alpine release of that car. I think it's the A523, I believe. So as well as this image right here that we looked at earlier. Now I do believe, let me see if I can pull this. Let me see if I can pull this image in for you all real quick as far as a comparison of the actual W14 and W13 stacked side by side. There it is right there. So we're going to go to that image right here, and I'm going to back us on up some, and there it is. All right, so here we go. W13 top, W14 bottom. As you pretty much well notice, I'm going to blow it up just a bit here. I'm going to go ahead and blow it up just a little bit more so we can see that and just kind of get a little bit better view of that. All right, there we go. Here's coming over your way. Here we go. So the W13, now look at that. The floor is tremendously different. Now I know, yes, we're looking at photos, but we're looking at comparable photos right here. Floor is tremendously different on the W14 than it was on the W13. I'm really wondering how that's going to be. You can notice the floor comes out a bit more on the W13 than it does the W14. The floor fence up front definitely protrudes out further, as I said earlier. And definitely it is roughly a tad, it seems like it roughly might be a tad longer than the W13 is. But the floor is definitely more interesting, has more bits on it, more definition, more intricacy in it. So it's going to be really cool to see how that floor holds up. Also, I had another photo of them actually rolling the car out. I don't know if this was out or into the actual venue. So I'm going to bring that photo in as well. And we could take a look at that. So here you go, rolling the car. I want to say that I can't tell you. It might be in, it might be out, but they're rolling the car, the W14. This is Russell's. And you can see that flick on the floor down there to the left. Of course, the tires and wheels, don't pay attention to those. I probably will put those on the Tahoe or a truck. Those are not the tires that it will go out on, although that would be pretty damn funny if they did. Mary, ADVR, what's up? I like that super sticker, bro. The game is on. It is game time. So yeah, there's that picture right there, them rolling that car out. You can see all that exposed black carbon. I love the way they did the fades on the Mercedes emblem, the peace signs, I call them, but the stars, the Mercedes stars. I like how they faded those in. I like how they didn't do a whole bunch of small ones. They actually enlarged them and did it, and I think that looks a bit better. I do think maybe they could have went a tad bit smaller, incorporated a bit more to kind of find that medium, but I don't have any problem with that. A lot of people wondered if they were going to put a red star on the W14 in respect or tribute to Niki Lauda. I think they did that with it on the intake box. They have that red ring around that intake box, so they did incorporate that red there. And I think there's some red incorporated on the front part, the trailing edge of the nose leading toward the cockpit. But I thought this was an interesting photo as well, as it's showing you a bit more rawness of the car, so that you can see that floor fence area is definitely looks something like a damn Batmobile from above view. So I'm telling you, like, I think Mercedes have incorporated, and as you see right here on the hot news window, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 different W series Mercedes. You can take a look at those and see kind of how they progressed a bit. How definitely the black is back, but I do hope the pace is there to match the hypeness of the black being here. We're going to see how that works. Now, listen, we're going to be live in the Discord group, like I said, later on, so all members need to set that. I think that it is interesting. The car itself, I'm just going to be honest. The car itself is fairly narrow. Like, it is a narrow car, especially when you decrease the width of the floor. But the side pod design is different. The side pods do kind of come back more with continuity instead of that extra bump and then that drop off and then kind of fade back into the K-Coke section of the car. It's a bit more out bulge, and it keeps its bulge all the way back to the P in Petronas. So that's different. And like I said, the little bits in the floor, how it falls away and curves in. Evidently, they found that the flowing of the floor, the airflow under the floor, this is the best way, or the best way to start trying to get ahead of the porpoising curve and hopefully not have any porpoising at all. I'm not sure if Mercedes is going to release a lot of that news if that is the case, but we will indeed see if that is something that they end up doing. So I'm really interested to see how things are going to go during the testing phase of the W14 as well as other cars. I'm interested to see what Ferrari is going to bring and how that's going to change out. Ferrari itself, it definitely has something to prove this coming up season as they foamed away. Galacticus, Halo W14 is longer. Red star on the airbox. Yes. Okay. The red star is on the airbox. Let me see if I can make that out. It must be on one side or the other. But I think, let me see if we can make that out. The star on the airbox, because I did not see it. At least when I was looking into these photos. So let me see. There's the red in the front. Let's see if we got a little photo right here. Nope. No. There's that red that I was talking about on the nose right there, just above, again, Petronas. Let's see if we can find a track photo real quick. Can't see it from there, but I'm pretty sure if Galacticus says it's there, I lean to trust what Galactus said. He usually doesn't steer me wrong. I don't really see it made out there as we're looking at the halo area of the W14 while it was on track, but I will be looking for that. Many people had asked about it during the launch. I think that's a valid question. You know, they did tribute to Niki Lauda when they renamed the street after him, so he will always forever be a major part of Mercedes, as well as his relationship with Lewis Hamilton, as well as what he did in the sport of Formula One. He's a great people can be great for several different things. Niki Lauda, although not winning as many championships, he brought about revolutionizing Formula One with his mentality and his hunt and search for perfection in race pace. And he did that. Unfortunately, he had that incident that almost cost him his life. But he lived a long life. He contributed to Formula One. He contributed to Mercedes. And I think that family will always miss Niki Lauda there in the building. But definitely big shout out to Niki Lauda for everything he's done. And I think it is a great thing that they do incorporate that red star in memory of him and moving forward. So this is what we got. W14 is looking hot, but will it be hot? We're going to be looking to see, will the W14 have improved pace? We've already heard rumor of double-digit power unit increase as far as numbers. Thank you, Mary Beanie. And we will see if the porpoising will be an issue as some of these longer straights they get into during the season and increase speeds, looking to see if that porpoising resurfaces. If it does, I'm hoping that they can get a handle on it sooner than later. A lot sooner. I'm talking about like 2 races in. Red star under the T camera on the airbox. Okay, big deal. Good job. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. So we'll hopefully I'll get an image of that and post it in the community group section for everybody to check it out. Like I said, multitask and grab some of these images. Got on to talk with you all like I said I would do. Remember, again, Wolfpack family members, we're going to be in a Discord. We're probably going to spend about 45 minutes in there. So remember, everybody might not get an opportunity. So be very polite and courteous, not to try to be so long-winded when talking, so that most of the members can get their word and say in, so that we can have a pretty well-balanced conversation in here, at least from everybody that chooses to join the meet. That would be greatly appreciated. And I always appreciate you all for coming here, supporting the channel, always adding information. Some of you have added some great information into the comment section, and I greatly appreciate that. You all do an awesome job at that. Like I said, we have quite the plethora of knowledge here in Formula One. Some of my family members have been watching Formula One for decades and definitely have proven their weight in gold as far as the things that they've added in the comments they've made and the history they've posted in the comment section. That's really what you need to do. Like, a lot of people spend their time trying to do, put hate in there, and that's part of it. But a lot of you also put a lot of good information in there. I don't know everything. You don't know everything, but as a collective, we can know more things, and that's what we're really leaning for in the Wolfpack family member and the YouTube community. So join us again. Like I said, if you're not a family member, you consider joining. It gives you access to the Discord group. It gives you access to the membership group. It gives you access to a lot of things that I award and do for Wolfpack family members. Actually, we're going to have some pretty fun things coming up in the 2023 season. I did put aside some nice pieces that we will have competitions for. And also, we're going to have a one-off competition. ADVR, what's up, bro? Super effective. What's going on, Carlos? Big shout out for that super sticker, bro. So we will be having like a showdown between 2 drivers in the Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing Series. They're going to have a showdown. Now, our races are Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're going to have a showdown between 2 drivers that have been grudge talking their butts off at COTA, no other place than to do it in Texas, the Gunslinger State. And that's where we're going to do it. And we will set that time. I will set that up so you can set your reminders. And I will try to see if I might get a chance to get both of them on and have them talk, see if they really verbally express these feelings going into this race and see how it goes and see who wins that. Okay, so that's going to be real interesting to see. I think there's a little bit more going into it. I will talk to Carlos about that later on, as he is also part of that and has been doing a great job with keeping me abreast of certain things that are going on as I multitask throughout life and creating content. I really, and Mary Beanie does an awesome job too. Like I said, Galacticus is my sound check guy. He usually keeps me straight, especially when I stream dual on YouTube and Twitch. So he's really good at checking both platforms, making sure I'm good to go there. So like I said, I got a real supportive family member. So it really outweighs all the negativity that comes here, because all the positive just really outshines that. So I really greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. So we'll see y'all soon. Family members, remember in the Discord group, if you don't have access to that, it's because you're not a family member. Click the join button on the YouTube channel. Join up. Also, here's the shirt that members get after being here for 6 months or more. I'm working my way through that list. I will be calling out another group of names this weekend to contact me for your shirts. Some people have not contacted me. I will recycle back through those names and try to reach out to you all. That's why it's also good that you join the Discord, because you can get access to me right there. Send send me your shipping address, know what's going on, all of the good stuff, and hopefully not miss any shows or lives or anything that comes out, and especially the Wolves Den Meet, where you get to voice your opinions and talk verbally to me and the rest of the family. That's always a good time. So I will see you all soon. I'm finna go do my thing, do my duty, and get ready for Wolves Den later on, and also take that baby. Got to get her some immune vitamins. All right, peace out. Peace and love.